Alright, we are back after our devastating previous day where we lost Irma. He looks so tired. He didn't get any sleep at all, did he? Alright, looks like we're just leaving. We're just leaving. Wow, looks like someone got out on the wrong side of bed this morning. What happened? Didn't you enjoy the hibernation festival? Things aren't so great right now, Alfio. Can I help you? No. That devastating feeling when you had a great loss in your life, like something just majorly shook up your world and you're going along, but everyone else you know is living it just like normal. Finley! Hello. You don't look so good. If I didn't know better, I say your inner river's bursting its banks. You could say that. How are things with your sister? Well, I told her about your stream of consciousness idea. 2 twigs clinging together to stem the current. We cried for a full hour. Oh, that's a good thing, I hope. It is. Soon the river student will become its master, right, Finley? You mean me? Not yet. But soon. Perhaps. Wow. Next, I'll teach you how to choose the right camping chair. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I'd love to get away for a while. Brr, it's really cold today. I'm glad our display windows have double glazing. Doubt we'll get many customers in this weather, though. Maybe it's the right day to take a little time off. Closed for the day. Guess I picked the wrong day to go shopping. Most of the stores are closed. Finley! Is everything all right? Not really, if I'm honest. It's Irma, isn't it? Giuliano called me this morning. I'm already making her memorial figurine. It's so sad. I was really fond of old Irma. She was my patient. I was there when she died. I couldn't do anything for her. I'm sorry to hear that, Finley. That must have been awful. I don't know how I feel yet. I hardly slept, even though I was exhausted after the night shift. I thought I was prepared for something like this. But Irma was... I know, Finley. Everybody knew Irma. Everyone loved her. And she was lucky you were her doctor. I'm late. We can talk more another time, okay? Giuliano, I'm really sorry that Irma was... Nope, can't do that yet. I don't want to talk to you today, Nino. Not today. I sense a dark cloud over you, young one. Got a death on your ward, right? Never pretty, that's for sure. But the river of life flows on regardless. Let it carry you. We'll all get swept into the great sea of eternity one day. Morning. Have a nice weekend. Why the gloomy face? Morning, Ingrid. I'm not in a great mood. Is this because of Mrs. Dakama? I'm sorry, kid. Really. I liked the old lady, too. I was hoping I'd feel better after the weekend. Well, I guess you're just one of those people who feels a lot for others. Just make sure it doesn't become a problem for you. Death's a part of our profession, kid. Try to focus. There's enough living people around here who need your help. I get it, though. They always say that first death really sticks with you. Yeah, maybe you're right. I'll focus and try my best. That's the spirit. I'd rather leave Gregor alone. I really can't deal with his grouchiness right now. Finley? I heard the news this morning. Do you want to talk? Maybe grab a coffee or something? No. I want to get my work done first. Okay. If you want to talk later, just come and find me, okay? Good morning, Finley. How are you? Alright, I think. A patient died yesterday. You're a patient. I imagine Irma's death is still on your mind. Nevertheless, I would ask that you don't let your performance levels drop. We can't let these things affect our work. Got it. You can rely on me. You know the drill. We'll talk again once you finish treating your patients. Try to make this a good day, Finley, in spite of everything. Good luck. Oh, one more thing. Irma died of complications from pneumonia. She was old. Her immune system just couldn't hold everything off. Remained stable for a while. However, her condition worsened during her stay here. These things happen sometimes. The incident with the water damage in her room probably didn't help either. What I'm trying to say is, you did nothing wrong. I've even made a note to that effort, even made a note to that effect in my report. I assigned you to treat Irma, and that was the right decision. I'm sure of it. Another little baby owl. You're Emma, right? Okay. Miss Emma Strawberry Yogurt, right? No. I'm Emma Smith. Oh, right, that's what it says here. I must have read it wrong. How are you feeling, Emma Smith? I miss my home. And I got a tummy ache, too. You did get some pills, didn't you? But it's still not better yet? No. Alright, let's take a look. Alright, let's take a closer look at what's up with your tummy, then. I think your pain is because of your food allergy. I read that you're not allowed to eat certain things. Is that right? Yes. Oh, are you watching what you eat then? Yeah, but... What is it, Emma? Well, Gerda said that after the hibernation festival you can eat as many nuts as you want. Is Gerda your mom? No, my mom's name is Mom, and she's away. So, who's Gerda then? Gerda Niesdorf. I always visit her when I'm homesick. She's a doctor, like you. Wait a minute, do you mean Dr. Niesdorf? Yeah. Can you do me a favor, Emma? Okay. Please don't eat any more nuts. I'm sorry, but your tummy doesn't like nuts. Not even after the hibernation festival. Oh, it's mean, I know. But your tummy aches are mean too, aren't they? Yes. So you keep off the nuts, and we'll think of some nice things for you and your tummy to eat. Okay? Yeah, okay. Hi, Emma. I know, Emma, I can't eat nuts either. Only because I'm allergic to them. Oh, we gotta go this way. Good morning, Miss Van Galen. Is it that time already? Your colleague said you'd be checking on me again today. Well, looks like she was right. Shall we get straight to it? I'm sure you want to get back home, too. Yep, I'm seeing a significant improvement. You know what? I'm actually feeling a lot better today. Better than I have in years. I feel like I'm really aware of my surroundings again. Sounds like the medication's doing its job. But I think there's more to it than that. I managed to talk to Dr. Gutera again. And it was like he tore down a wall inside me. Suddenly I saw everything I used to think was important in a different light. I've decided to change my life around completely. I don't want to end up here again. I want to be able to focus on other things, instead of just living for my job. I called my boss this morning and requested 4 weeks off. That's great! That's not what she thought. She threatened to fire me on the spot. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't be. I'm on the island. I am the sea. And maybe unemployed. But I don't care at all, and that's great. I'll do my exercises and follow my heart more. Thank you for helping me. I'll make sure to thank Dr. Katora again before I leave, too. Have a great day. And look after yourself. Now, my dear colleague, What's your assessment of your health status? My withdrawal symptoms are diminishing, and so is the pain. Good. Do you mind if I examine you? That's what I'm here for. We're going to keep increasing your vitamin B1 and energy intake. Your liver's on the mend. You sure? Nonsense. My liver's had it. The readings are clear. Really? You came to us just in time. Feel free to take a look for yourself. We'll have to keep you here for a few more days for observation. If you want to keep on living, you need to keep off that alcohol. Forever. Clear, honest words. I like it. Maybe something will come of you after all, in the distant, far-off future. Well, what I do or don't do is none of your business, understand? I've given you my medical opinion. What you do with it is entirely up to you. All done? Yep. Took you longer than usual today. I didn't think so, I don't. But given the circumstances, I'm willing to turn a blind eye to that. Let's see. What have you got for me today? I don't have anything for you. Dr. Theobald was asking after you. Oh, really? Why? I couldn't say. However, he did ask if I could give you the rest of the day off. I'm not happy about it, but I said yes. Guess it must be important. I guess it must be something important then. You think I should go to his office? You can if you like, but you won't find him there. How do you know? Because he just made himself comfortable in our break room. Oh, strange. That's just the way he is. Guess I'll pop in and see him then. As you wish. Just, go away. I got stuff to do. My little pigeon self's in my way. Ah, poor Finn. He really did make himself comfortable. Finley, there you are. Thank you for coming. Sure, Dr. Theobald, what can I do for you? Nothing. But I wanted to talk to you. First of all, I would like to thank you. You've done an excellent job these past few days. Thanks? Is that all you wanted? No, not at all. I heard about Irma DeCama's passing, and of course. A tragedy, truly. Like so many others here in Porcupine, I knew Irma well and liked her a lot. I'll miss her very much. The whole town will. But you were the one who looked after her and were there for her in her final days. Is Irma the first patient who's died under your care? Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. It's not uncommon to struggle getting them off your mind the first time. I still remember my first two. I think I know what you mean. I still think about Mrs. DeCama a lot. Just try not to let those thoughts affect you too much. After all, there are still plenty of other people depending on your help. Don't get distracted from looking out for them. It's Irma's funeral service this afternoon. It will be held at Gilbert's. Giuliano hosts most of the funerals in this town. I'm sure this one will be especially hard for him. You should be there. You'll feel better afterward, believe me. You mean I can go to the service? You are excused for the rest of the day. And I'm sure Mrs. Tacoma would have invited you anyway. Okay then, I'll be there. Thank you, Dr. Theobald. No need to thank me, Finley. Say goodbye to the old lady for me. See you again tomorrow. Give my regards to old Irma, alright? And please, give my condolences to Giuliano as well. Alright. Dr. Kowalski, you spoke with Dr. Theobald? Yes, then I wanted to sign off for today, if that's okay. You know, today is... Dr. Theobald's already cleared it with me. What you do in your own free time is none of my business. See you tomorrow. Morning, Finley. Irma's bed was empty this morning. I figured she didn't make it. Sorry to ask, but that must have been your first death, right? Oh, man. Try to get over it. The sooner you get used to it, the better. Got nothing to say? Alright. Let's head to Giuliano's. Real quick before I forget, in the previous video I kept calling Giuliano Giuliani, or Giuliana. That's because I knew someone in real life whose last name is Giuliano. Giuliano. Nope, Giuliana. Now I'm mixing it up. Giuliano's. Take care, kiddo. And don't slip on the snow. I already pulled something in my back this morning. I'm not hungry. Still, Bubs? I need to shut off the sprinkler. The little tail feather under his coat. Can I interest you in a hot cup of coffee? Perhaps a tea or a saffron roll? Thanks. Sorry, I've got somewhere to be. Sure thing. I hope somebody someday takes him up on his offer. Place needs some street lights. Ah, well, there's one. You don't seem to like the weather much either, do you? No, it's a bit stale. Let's prepare for some tears, okay? Whew. So, you're here too, young one. Good to see you. The roller coaster of life never stops, does it? A few days ago, we gathered to celebrate. Today, we gathered to weep. Finley. Hey, Giuliano. I'm so sorry. I wish I had more Finley. It's okay. Thank you for coming. I know we haven't known each other long, but it means a lot to me. Please, make yourself at home. There's food and drink. Go ahead, take a seat. Just make yourself at home. Is there really nothing I can do for you? Come to think of it, there is one thing, actually. Anything you want. What is it? I think there's a colleague of yours here, too. He didn't hang around long. He just stood in the corner and didn't talk to anyone. Then I think he went out the back door. I haven't seen him since. Could you go see if he's still there? I checked myself, but I got my hands full. Sorry, here I am, asking for your help again. It's no problem. I'll be happy to do that for you. Thank you. Your colleague went through the bar and into the backyard. Do me a favor and go check on him, would you? I'm sure Pina made the figurine. Such a nice tradition. I'm proud of you, Pina. Ha! Did you know Irma? Of course. I love stopping to chat with her during my rounds. She was always sitting at the... She was always sitting at her window with a plate of cookies next to her. She always made me coffee on cold days. I'd love one of her coffees right now. Irma. I can't believe she just died like that. So unfair. Wow, you're here! Sorry, Finley. I know how much you liked Irma. How are you feeling? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Just happy I could be here today. Me too. Even if it has been a bit stressful for me. But I'd do anything for Irma. If there's anything I can do for you, just say, okay? Hey, Finley. Dad, you're here too? Of course. I really fallen in love with this little bar. I didn't know there was a funeral today. And I didn't know the deceased at all. But I still like to be here for the wake. I'm sure Giuliano will be glad to see you. I hope so. Okay, not that way. Well, let me up the stairs. From the prologue, there was a little something on a bookshelf I wanted to look at. Giuliano really does have a lot of old books. A few of them are Irma's too. A very short story in which precious little happens. Oh, I love that book. 100 Creative Ways to Find Housing. I wonder if any of these still work today. And look at this. The Chero Plane Murders. I read that book in secret when I was a kid. Big mistake. Irma had really eclectic taste. Okay, I'm not seeing it on that bookshelf. What are you staring at? I've been standing here for 10 minutes. On 1 second longer and I'll pee my pants. And I need to blow my nose too. I didn't... I'm gonna have to go check the prologue and see if it's there. I could have swore there was a figurine here that matches the story she told us. But I guess I don't really remember. Oh, Gregor. Gregor, you're here too? Get lost, kid. Don't you want to come inside? The service is about to start. No. There's food and drink too. Lots of people are here. Leave me alone. Okay. It's all my fault. What do you mean? I'm doing the best I can. I know the hospital relies on me. I'm the one who's supposed to look after it. After all, if the old lady hadn't got sicker, if that water damage hadn't happened, if I'd just taken better care of the hospital, then maybe she wouldn't have. This is my burden to bear. I'll never forgive myself. All those people in there. I see the way they look at me. They know it's my fault. It's not your fault. I felt the same way. I was the one treating her right up until the end. I still believe she'd get better. I didn't want to face the fact that she was going to die. But in the moment she passed, I knew she was at peace with it. She was old. Her body was weak. And she was happy. She didn't want people looking after her all the time. And that's okay. I did my best. And you did too. But sometimes things crumble and collapse anyway. Sometimes we have to say goodbye to people. Sometimes we can't help them. I'm going in now. You can come with me if you want. I can't. I'm gonna stay here. Okay. But if you change your mind, just know that you'll be welcome. Sure. Whatever. I should go. I don't want to disturb the bereaved. You should do what feels right to you. No one's forcing you to stay. Yeah, you're right. Let's go in. If we go in at the same time, they won't all be staring at me. And I can slip away quickly if I need to. Sounds good. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. So, did you find him? Yes, he's the janitor at the hospital. But he doesn't want to come in. I think he needs some time to himself. I think we all do. I'm glad he's here, though. Speaking of which, how are you holding up? I'm coping. But please let me know if there's anything I can do. I will, my friend. Please sit down. It's about to start. Dear guests, could I have your attention for a moment? Thank you all for coming. I can barely bring myself to speak. But last night, Irma, my dear mother, passed away. She was a real talker, always telling stories. And she was surrounded by people who loved her. That's you guys. Thanks for that, all of you. When I was little, she taught me to play an instrument. She practiced with me, and I hated every second of it. But when I was playing, her eyes would just light up. I wish she could look at me that way again. I want to play a very special song for you. A song Irma requested every time I picked that instrument up. I remember one day it was really frosty when I had to deliver my letters. I slipped on a patch of ice. My whole mailbag fell into the river with all the letters still inside. I tore my cruciate ligament. Irma not only helped me fish every single letter out of that river, she even dried them, restored them, and delivered them for me. Irma worked with my parents in a restaurant. Things had been going downhill for a while. Then Irma came up with a new dish. Rainbow beet gratin. It was a hit. Before long, it was the only dish anyone wanted. Irma and I used to play backgammon together every Thursday in the summer. How did you know Irma, Finley? I'll tell you how that squirt knew Irma. He's the one who let her die. It's the truth. Irma was in great shape. And one day she just bends over, sprains an ankle, ends up in the hospital. And a few days later, suddenly she's sick. Real sick. And then she just dies. I'm telling you, it's all that guy's fault. Him and all the staff at that awful hospital. I just heard them talking about it right now. They're letting the hospital deteriorate. So bad the folks who go there pick up new diseases in the wards. Irma didn't even have pneumonia until they took her to that dump. I'm telling you, Irma didn't just die. She was murdered there. If St. Ursula's wasn't so useless, Irma would still be with us today. We'd be celebrating, not mourning. Everyone who works there should stand up and take the blame for this. We'd all be better off if that hospital was torn down and never darkened our skyline again. Alf, that's a crock of nonsense. Nah, hold on. Maybe he's got a point? Yeah, St. Ursula's is a danger to us all. That's right, we need to run these murderers out of town. Maybe it would be better that way. Look around you. Do you see anyone from the hospital here except for this clown? Exactly. They don't even have the nerve to come to her funeral. Because they know it's their fault, plain as the nose on your face. But... quiet, everyone. Please. This isn't about pointing the finger at anyone. This isn't about St. Ursula's. It's about Irma, my mother, your friend. Finley? Yeah, I'm sorry to have to ask you this, but perhaps it would be best if you leave? But, please, I don't want this argument to ruin Irma's memorial. I'll make it up to you, I promise. Let's talk later. Okay. Oh... oh man, that didn't go how I expected. Looks like my cell phone had no reception at Gilbert's. Me and Carl both tried to call me. Hey, Finley. Thanks for calling me back. I was worried when I saw you today. Are you okay? I'd be lying if I said I was. Oh, I don't know if it'll help, but I actually have plans for tonight. I think I need to get my mind off things, and I'm guessing you might want to as well. If you come along, we can help each other. Tina will be there too. Sure, why not? Cool. I just got off work. I'm standing in the middle of the town square. Perfect, I'm heading your way now. Let's meet at the hospital entrance, okay? Alright, see you soon. I hope your evening went better than mine. Nope, no, he's closed. That would have been a good time for him to have a cup of coffee or something, but nope. Is the funeral over already? Dr. Grossi told me you were there. Sure was. There was an argument. People said it was my fault Irma died. What? I wanted to explain myself, but didn't get the chance. That's so mean. It makes me so angry. Yeah. Can we change the subject, maybe? Anything special going on in your life? Well, today's my stage debut. What do you mean? I'm rehearsing with the Porcupine Amateur Dramatics Group for the first time. Want to come watch? I want to get used to having an audience. Do I need to do anything? Watch. Listen. Nod. And don't be too harsh a critic. I can do that. Yay! Let's go! The rehearsal's taking place on a small stage in the park. And there's Pina. I'm so glad you came. And you brought Finley with you, too. Yes, I asked if he wanted to come. But just to watch. Watching? Nonsense! You're just in time. One of our members dropped out today. Caught a flu at the hibernation festival or something. Oh no, can we still rehearse without them? Sure we can. You brought the perfect replacement. But... Oh, yes, Finley, please say you'll join in. I'm sure that's just what I need to feel more comfortable in my first role. Alright. Yay! Woo! I was in theater group in elementary school, but I might be a little rusty. What's the play? Will it even work with someone new in the role? That's what's so great. We're an improv troupe. We give everyone a role at the start of the show, then just see what happens. And tonight we got something very special in store. A terrible crime needs solving. Mwahaha. I'm scared already. You're telling me. And you, Finley, are going to be our detective. The private eye. The guy who was a little too tough for the police. You're basically the referee. It'll be great practice for the rest of the group. Okay. I hope I can pull this off. I know you can. This is gonna be great. Is everyone ready? Yep. I'm already pumped. Yeah. Let's go. All right. You've all been given a brief on your roles. Any questions? Good. Folks, we got 2 new additions today. So to celebrate, I come up with something special. Listen up, everyone. We open an old hospital. It's 6 in the morning. There's a storm outside. The rain's coming down in buckets as one by one you enter the building. Shortly after the shift begins, we hear the chief physician's voice break into a horrifying scream. Oh, Ah! Come on, you can do better than that. Let me feel your terror. Ah! I think the mic's gonna pick up when I scream that. Much better. A body has been found in the chief physician's office. But it's not just any body. It's the body of the chief physician's personal assistant. You gather in the break room. The fresh coffee still bubbling in the pot when the door flies open once more. Into the room strides none other than the city's most famous detective. Finley, that's your cue. His face is grave, his steps determined, and so the questioning begins. Finley, you just let me know when you're ready to give your verdict, okay? Okay. All right, folks. Let the interrogation begin. No, I couldn't stand him. But that doesn't make me a murderer. If I went around wanting to murder people, I'd have started actually doing it a long time ago. Not that I'm saying I did. Fact is, he just wasn't a nice guy. Ask the new doctor. She'll tell you. He really had it in for her. That's more of a motivation to kill him than I ever had. Besides, I was on duty on another ward all night. I couldn't have killed him anyway. Did you notice anything unusual? I remember wondering about that light. The light that was on in the chief physician's office. Though that was sometime in the early morning. Do you suspect anyone? No, I didn't see anyone. Or, wait. The janitor. I saw the janitor on that floor. He said he was looking for a ladder for some repair work. Unfortunately, I couldn't help him. I had my hands full myself that morning. I'll come back to you later. Oh dear, oh dear. I don't know how that could have happened. It was the chief physician. I'm sure of it. You gotta believe me. She would have done anything for him, but she swept that under the table. If he threatened her with it, she wouldn't hesitate to resort to such means. Anything to preserve her career. I did see her leaving the building last, when I was just starting my night shift, but that doesn't mean anything at all. Where were you at the alleged time of the murder? Me? I was only here for a cigarette break. I just got back from the night shift, and I was going to go straight home after that. Did you notice anything unusual? Is there anything else that might have been relevant besides your theories? Well, I don't know if it's really relevant, but before the PA started here, he worked at another hospital, but he was falsely accused of involuntary manslaughter, so they fired him. Can you imagine that? Do you suspect anyone? I told you, the chief physician, of course. Haven't you ever seen a detective drama? Can you tell me about the nurse? She's busy most of the time, but I think we get along just fine. Sometimes she smiles at me in the hallway, so I think she believes that too. I'll come back to you later. All right. Oh man, I need a coffee. It's really terrible what happened. I still can't believe it. I was even here when the crime took place, and I still couldn't do anything. Where were you at the alleged time of the murder? Where in the building were you at the time of the crime? I always come in extra early, because I like to work in peace before the hustle and the bustle starts. So I sat in my office all morning, going through patient records. I haven't been here long. I was eager for a fresh start after my previous hospital, and I get along very well with everyone here, but I'm still trying to get up to speed. Where were you at the alleged time of the murder? Oh, I think I just asked that, didn't I? Did you notice anything unusual? Anything unusual? As you may already know, I'm pretty new here, so I probably wouldn't even notice if there was something out of the ordinary. But maybe that will help you provide a more objective view than your colleagues. Yes, I suppose so. Do you suspect anyone? I don't want to make any false accusations, but there is one thing, as it happens. The chief physician came to see me a few days ago. She asked me to keep an eye on the janitor. I think he was seen hanging around my floor a few times, heading into the storeroom. Some people suspect him of stealing medication. Have you noticed anything? No, I've never seen him there. But maybe the murder victim caught him in the act? I wouldn't wish that on anyone, truly. Do you ever speak to the ambulance driver? I've seen him in the corridor a few times, but apart from a friendly nod here and there, we've never really interacted. What are your thoughts on the nurse? I respect anybody who works in nursing. I can hardly imagine the pressure these people must be under, even though I heard that some of them don't handle it too well. I'll come back to you later. So, nurse, I don't know who this guy is, and I wish they kind of said what their roles were. I love to help, but I've been busy all morning. Where were you at the alleged time of the murder? Busy, eh? With what? Sometime last night, that damn pipe in the basement burst again. That's the third time this month. Not that anyone cares. And everything's always underwater. So I spent the whole morning on my hands and knees down there tinkering around. And then I thought, what's that strange object in the water? And, hey, presto, I had the murder weapon in my hand. Not that I knew about it at that time, obviously. Did you notice anything unusual? I don't know if this was relevant, but I talked to that guy a lot. Out on the stairs after work, he's the only guy here that smokes apart from me, see? 2 days ago, he was saying some weird stuff. Thought someone was following him. Stuff like that. I managed to calm him down, told him he was imagining it. Turns out he wasn't. Alright, thanks for the tip. Do you suspect anyone? Maybe the ambulance driver? He was always kind of weird when it came to PA. Saw him sit in front of the guy's office again yesterday. Don't know if that helps. So you really were in the basement all morning? I've been asking around a bit here, and several people said they saw you. What? The nurse saw me? I was just fetching some tools like she thought, honestly. Okay, I wasn't, I confess. I snuck out of the basement, but I didn't kill him. Sometimes I take medication from the hospital. Only a little. It's just all so expensive. So sometimes I take things that nobody needs anymore anyway. That's why I was in the ward, but that's the only reason. What do you think about the ambulance driver? We used to smoke together. That was pretty nice, actually. He's quit now, so we don't see each other that often anymore. But he's also been a little weird recently. Maybe he wants a job or something. But he's been chasing the PA around a lot. Tell me about the new doctor. I think she's avoiding me, but I don't know why. I'll come back to you later. Yeah, whatever. You don't understand how awful it was. If it was just a dead body, I wouldn't have been so shocked. I've seen more than a few of them over the course of my career. But in my office? Before my third cup of coffee? What's the world coming to? How am I doing, Finley? Am I convincing? You're doing great, but you need to stay in character. Oh, yeah, oopsie. Ahem. I'd like to ask you about the incident. Yes, of course. I think we all want to get to the bottom of this. And as soon as possible, too. Where were you at the time of the murder? I'm busy, so keep it short. Very well. I'll be brief. Where were you when the incident happened? I wasn't in the building at the time of the incident. I already left early yesterday evening. I always try to get here as early as possible, as a rule. That way I can finish the day's work early, too. Only today my car broke down, so I didn't arrive until the same time as the rest of the staff. The breakdown service took forever, but maybe that was lucky for me in the end. Otherwise, it could have been me laying here cold on the floor. Horrible. That does rule me out completely as a suspect, though. Eee. Did you notice anything unusual? Is there anything else you'd like to add? I just can't stop wondering why it had happened in my office, of all places. And how? The only person with the key besides me was my assistant. And we couldn't stand each other. I don't know what he did. I don't know what he was doing in my office. As far as I know, he was never in my office unless I was there too. His key was only for emergencies. Do you suspect anyone? If you ask me, it was the nurse anyway. My PA made some nursing cuts a few weeks ago, and I heard nothing but complaints ever since. She always has a penchant for being unprofessionally emotional, you know what I mean. Something about your statement makes me wonder. You told me earlier that you and your PA couldn't stand each other, correct? That's correct. Interesting, especially as I've heard from various sources that the two of you got along very well. That is wild speculation. And anyway, it should have made me even less of a suspect, if anything. True, I lied. But I only did it for the sake of my image. I don't want to be the kind of boss who's known for playing favorites, so I treat everyone the same. What do you think of the ambulance driver? I don't think I've ever talked to him. Okay. I don't interact with most of the employees here on a regular basis, if you know what I mean. What can you tell me about the nurse? I mean, she does excellent work, no question. But her temperament is more of a hindrance than a help. And the PA recently made some nursing cuts. Other than that, she was certainly meant to be on duty. But you never know what people are actually up to. Tell me about the new doctor. She hasn't been here long, just a couple months. But she's proven a good fit. I was a little skeptical at first, because I didn't know if she was assertive enough. And it's worked out fine in the end. She's normally very reliable. Though I did find a stack of uncompleted files on her desk just today. What do you think of the janitor? I'll be honest with you. I've always had the suspicion that he was up to something crooked. He's always creeping around everywhere, cropping up where you least expect him. I think he's been stealing, but I don't have any proof yet. I'll come back to you later. Please hurry up. It has been implied that you might have had a motive after all. Namely, a personal dislike combined with the nursing cuts. I already told you that I didn't like him. But that doesn't mean I killed him. Being temperamental doesn't mean that I'm a murderer. Yeah, he made the nursing service even worse than it already was, and I could have laid into him about it then. But did I do it? No. Am I sad that he's dead? No. I'm still not a murderer. Did the new doctor really get along with everyone? Because I heard differently. The new doctor? I don't really know anything about her. I wasn't that interested either. I just overheard that she and the PA clashed a lot. Maybe it had something to do with the fact that they came here from the same hospital. The name was similar anyway, but whether they knew each other back then, I have no idea. It's a while since the PA left there. I ran into her several times yesterday. She said she wanted to move some files from her office into another office's. Spent all morning carrying boxes around. Come back to you later. Oh dear. So, okay. Janitor, chief, new doctor. Who are you? I was told you don't smoke anymore. You said you were taking a cigarette break, but you don't smoke anymore, do you? I'm not a murderer. I would never kill him. No, I don't smoke, but I am allowed to go anywhere in the hospital. Wherever I want, especially to my own brother's office door. You heard right, he was my brother. And I would never hurt my own family. I'd rather kill myself. He may not have wanted to see me, but I can't help that he died before he could change his mind. And I know he would have done if I could have just talked to him again yesterday. Looks like the janitor lied in his statement. Do you know anything regarding the whereabouts of the janitor today? Janitor's a suspect, but why would he want to kill my brother? I always thought he was good-natured, but maybe I was wrong about him too. But didn't he find the murder weapon as well? And he didn't know what it was. If I killed someone, I wouldn't turn the murder weapon over to the police. But who knows what goes on in his head? You spoken to the new doctor at all? I heard the news when she first started here, but I've never really talked to her. I don't think she liked her PA very much. The chief physician's story makes me wonder. Do you know how your chief physician felt about her assistant? And where was she today? I don't know what kind of relationship my boss had with the PA, but she always leaves the building at the same time on Mondays. And I think it's because she wants to catch that show about doctors on TV, which is always on at that time. That's what someone told me once, at least. I don't know if she's a suspect, but I think she's a smart woman. I don't think she would have killed anyone in her own office. Where'd she be one of the most obvious suspects, but that's just my opinion. She was cursing her head off when she arrived this morning, too, because her car broke down. I saw them towing it away. You said you got along with all of them, yet I've heard differently. I've been reliably informed that you don't have a good relationship with the murder victim. I've never tried to hide it. Maybe not everyone knew, but that suited me just fine. Yeah, me and the PA, we clashed pretty often. He didn't always agree with my methods and opinions. And yeah, sometimes that made me angry, but angry enough to kill him? I'd never do that. No one gets along with every single one of their colleagues, and I'm no exception. That's normal. You ever speak to the ambulance driver? I've seen him in the corridors a few times, but apart from a friendly nod here and there, we've never really interacted. Are you getting along with your chief physician? At the risk of sounding like a phony, I respect her very much, and I'm glad to have the opportunity to work under her. I think I can still learn a lot from her. I know something about the nurse. You suspect her? Well, when I was on the other ward, she was on duty there, just like she was meant to be. Because of her temper? I always thought it was just a rumor. There's another nurse on the ward who has frequent outbursts of anger, but the nurse dealt with it herself more often than not, because she understood the reasons behind it. I think she just cares a lot about her team. Very confused. Were you aware that the ambulance driver was actually the brother of the victim? Did I know they were related? Of course, I hired him after all. I'm not stupid. My assistant didn't like his brother very much. We discussed the prospect of firing him on several occasions, but in the end he said his brother was weird, but harmless. In fact, he was very a peaceable person. All the same, he didn't want to talk to him. What do you think of the ambulance? I don't think I've ever talked to him. I don't interact with most of the employees here on a regular basis. You know what I mean. Yes, I can tell you what happened. Oh, fantastic. So who did it? The case is absolutely clear. There's only one person who could have committed the heinous act, even though every single one of you had a motive. The solution is crystal clear. was the ambulance driver. No. But, no, it really wasn't. Does that mean one of us didn't play the role well enough? Or is it you that's the problem? I'm a doctor, not a detective. That's probably just a well. It was obviously the new doctor. After all, she was the only one whose alibi contradicted by everyone. That she spent all morning working on the files, but the nurse was very clear that she kept running into the doctor in the hallway. So what was the motive, then? Isn't it obvious? The PA and the new doctor used to work at the same hospital. The involuntary manslaughter that got him fired, but which they could never prove, was him? That was actually a murder that she committed. And it didn't go down well with her when somebody else got the credit for it. In fact, she took it so badly that she followed him to the new hospital, and when she caught him in the chief physician's office, he seized her opportunity for revenge. Pretty simple when you think about it. Yeah, sure. So, what did you think of the show? The show? Well, if you can even call it that hammy acting a show, then I say it was pretty straightforward. I can't believe you couldn't solve the murder. Hey, why not? It was tough. That bunch of amateurs made it easy for you. Hey, not very nice. Niceness has nothing to do with it. It's about acting, the only thing that keeps us grounded in this world. Do you have any tips for me? I don't know if it's worth the effort. I can't really spare the time. I must leave now. Farewell. You don't have any tips, do you? Hello? Statue's not answering anymore. Too bad you couldn't solve the murder. It's okay. I still had fun. Glad to hear it. Whew, that was exciting. My knees are still knocking. I think my acting needs a little more practice. I'm gonna get going now. What about you guys? I'll stay here in the fresh air for a while longer. Finley, do you have a moment? Alright, get home safe then. Night-night, crime busters. I didn't know it was about a murder. Sorry, I hope that wasn't too much for you. I really enjoyed it, though. Without you, I probably wouldn't have come. Thanks for getting my mind off things. Finley, I don't know how you're feeling right now. I don't know what it's like when somebody dies for you. I don't know what it's like when someone dies on you for the first time, but I have to assume that'll happen to me sometime too. And I'm pretty scared of it. Terrified, actually. But it's also part of the job, and a good doctor needs to be able to handle it. It might never happen to you. You're a great doctor. I think that's unrealistic. But when it happens, I want to be ready. What are you thinking right now? Not much. All I want to do right now is sleep. And thank you for joining in. I wouldn't have had the nerves for it without you. Maybe you'll want to do it again in the future. But next time, I want to be the detective. I'll be honored to have you solve my murder. I can manage. I'm sure you can. And if you're struggling, you can always come to me. Just like I do with you. But I'll be alright too, I think. Both with this and with life in general. I think I like it here. The people, the little streets, the hibernation festival was great. I think I could feel at home here. Especially with a partner in crime like you. Let's make sure that as few people die here as possible. That's the deal. Deal? Yes. Deal. All the world's a stage. It's being super cute, and I just want to cuddle her. She's just sleeping. She's just sleeping. She's being adorable. I think she needs a boop on the nose. But I can't boop her on the nose because she's sleeping. I can't wait to get a good night's sleep. Good night, world. Alright, we'll pick up again in the next episode. Thank you for keeping me company.